Everybody, and happy Thursday. Can't believe we're almost at the end of the week already. This is our first show of the fall, first official show of the fall. I'm excited. Cuffing season's here, sweater season, bonfire on a cool night season, so Halloween season, my birthday season. I'm excited. Let's get into it. If today is your birthday, happy birthday to you, and of course, as always, happy birthday to these celebrities that share a birthday with you this weekend. Today, we've got Serena Williams turns 43. WWE superstars Damian Priest turns 42 and Asuka turns 43. Catfish man Neve Schulman turns 40. He's hitting the big 4-0. Terminator star Linda Hamilton turns 68. Manny Montana from Good Girls turns 41, and today would have been the birthday of Olivia Newton-John. Tomorrow, the 27th, Jenna Ortega turns 22, Lil Wayne turns 42, Avril Lavigne joins the 40 club as she hits 40, Gwyneth Paltrow turns 52, basketball sensation and head coach Steve Kerr turns 59, and from Tik Tok political guy Harry Sisson turns 22. Also, Meatloaf would have had a birthday. For Saturday, September 28th, Hilary Duff turns 37. Frankie Jonas, we got to give him some love. He turns 24. Jeezy turns 47. Naomi Watts 56, and Mira Sorvina turns 57. And then, of course, Sunday we've got Halsey turning 30, Kevin Durant 36, Calvin Johnson 39, and then it would have been the birthday of Jerry Lee Lewis. So if your birthday is today through Sunday, happy birthday, and those are the celebrities that are your birthday twins. All right, so let's move on to our first topic of the show, and this is going to be a good show. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so let's get started. Week 3 of the NFL season was crappy for me. Oh my gosh, I went 6 of 10. This is like I think this is the first time in the last 2 years of doing this, okay, because I did it last year, and I'm doing it this year. I think this is the first time that I've ever been below 500 on a week. I was 6 and 10 for 37%. And for the season, 26 of 22 for 54%. I got to get these numbers up big time. I have to have a good week in week 4. Let's see what games we have on the docket. Well, first let's look at week 3 and see. In my Google search, I did WNFL. That would be crazy, and I think one of those are eventually going to come. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but yeah, that's crazy. So let's see, week 3 games. Let's see who won all the games last week. Let's go through it. All right. So week 3 of the NFL season went down like this. The Jets beat the Patriots last Thursday night, 24-3 on Thursday Night Football. The Giants beat the Browns, 21-15. The Eagles won 15-12 over the Saints. Texans lost to the Vikings, 34-7. That's right, the Vikings are still undefeated right now. The Broncos, 26-7 over the Buccaneers. The Packers beat the Titans, 30-14. Bears lost to the Colts 21-16. Not happy about that. Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers won 3-0, beating the Chargers 20-10 and giving Jim Harbaugh his first loss of the season. Seahawks beat the Dolphins 24-3. Panthers won with Andy Dalton 36-22. The Rams won 27-24. The Lions 20-13 over the Cardinals. The Ravens got their first win of the season, beating the Cowboys 28-25. So John Harbaugh wins, Jim Harbaugh loses. When Jim Harbaugh wins, John Harbaugh loses. So that's pretty crazy. Too bad they can't both win together. Chiefs and Falcons. Chiefs won 22-17 on a game that it almost looked like they were going to lose. The Bills over the Jags, 47-10 last Monday night. And then the other Monday Night Football game, Commanders won 38-33 over the Bengals. So, yeah, that was last week's football. It was crazy. Big story was Andy Dalton coming back and playing second string, coming in and playing for Bryce Young, who got benched from the Panthers, and he wins. He had 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. That's an amazing start. Now, here's the difference, though. Okay, when people say, oh, well, Andy Dalton came in and he could be a great starter somewhere, people don't have a lot of tape from this year on him. Now that everybody's seen him play and they know the plays and everything that he's going to be doing, it's going to be a little different when you're studying him on film. People are studying up for Bryce Young. They weren't studying up for Andy Dalton. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how he does this week compared to last week. It could be decent. It might not be. Justin Fields, of course, got the win with the Steelers. They're 3-0. They haven't officially named him as the full-time starter, but I think it's coming. I think he's proven himself in the 3 weeks. And, you know, people could say, oh, the Bears should have kept him, and, you know, the Bears might be 3-0 right now. Justin Fields has a way better offensive line, a better run game in Pittsburgh. If you look at last week's stats for the entire team against the Chargers, here, let's look at his numbers. 245 yards for Fields, and he threw for 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Not the greatest numbers. He didn't hit 300. He only had the 1 touchdown and the 1 interception. He rushed only 6 times for 6 yards. But here's the difference. Najee Harris ran 18 times for 70 yards, and Patterson ran 4 times for 33. So that's over 100 yards on the ground. When's the last time the Bears had over 100 yards this season on the ground? And that's your main thing. If you run the ball, it opens up your quarterback for better plays, because if you're throwing every single time, eventually they're going to come after you. Tyler Heineke even came in for, you know, but if you look at like Justin Herbert and Tyler Heineke. Justin Herbert threw 125 yards and a touchdown. These numbers for a lot of quarterbacks are dismal. There's not a ton of 300-yard games. If you look and see what the Bears did. Okay, so now let's look at the Bears game. And let's see. You saw what Caleb Williams did. He threw 363 yards last week. He had 2 touchdowns, his first 2 touchdowns. First one to Roma Dunze, which was beautiful to watch a rookie to a rookie. That was great. I don't know who keeps the game ball on that one. They probably give his second touchdown to him. That way, you know, they both got a game ball that day. And then he threw one to Cole Kmet. The Bears' numbers, besides on the ground, didn't look bad. But here was Caleb Williams, 33 of 52. That's a terrible amount of times for a quarterback to throw the ball. There's no reason, if you can get your run game going, for anybody to do that. Okay? He had 2 touchdowns, and he had the 2 picks, and then he had the 1 fumble. The fumble was on a strip sack from behind. That's a bad block, you know, and people could say, oh, that's making excuses. It's not. If you watch film like I do every single week, you'll see, and you watch it over and over again, you're going to see Cole Kmet broke down. He didn't block his guy. The guy came from behind. Caleb Williams does not have eyes in the back of his head. Can you see guys coming from the side view? Yeah, your peripherals sometimes can pick it up. But from behind, you're never going to see a person coming up from behind. Also, the second interception was on Rome Odunze. Everyone has said it. It went right through his hands. There was nothing that Caleb could have did. He placed that ball where it needed to go. It was a little wobbly, but it was still where it needed to go. It was catchable. And a receiver, when it's catchable, needs to make the catch. Here's how the run game went. Roschon Johnson ran 8 times for 30 yards. DeAndre Swift, the main running back, ran 13 times for 20 yards. He ran 5 more times. They had 10 yards less. Khalil Herbert, 4 for 9. Caleb Williams, 1 for 8. Odunze, 1 for 2. And DJ Moore, 1 for -6. So, if you add this up, and you look at Pittsburgh, they had over 100 yards with 2 guys. If you add this up, 30 and 20 is 50, 59. You're looking at 60, 70, minus another 6 yards of that. The Bears only ran for about 65 yards with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. 65 yards. The main rusher for Pittsburgh had more yards than all the Bears that rushed combined. You can't do that. You have to have a run game. With no run game, you're not going to be able to open the pass up. If you're passing 52 times, there's an issue. Receiving-wise, we did great. Rome Odunze had 6 for 112 and a touchdown. Cole Kmet had 10 for 97 and a touchdown. DJ Moore had 8 for 78. Roschon Johnson, 4 for 32. Carter had 3 for 22. Swift, 2 for 22. Those are good numbers. Through the air, catching. But I believe Caleb would have more of a shot at open guys downfield if they were afraid that the Bears could run. If you're scared that a team's going to run on you, you're going to worry every time that they snap the ball that they might run the ball. I mean, if you look and see what the Packers have done, Jordan Love went out. They're 2-1 right now. Willis didn't have that great of a game. 202 and 1 touchdown. No picks. Not the greatest game, but they win because they have a ground game. Willis ran 6 times for 73 yards and a touchdown. He's a mobile quarterback. Wilson, 50. Jacobs, 43 yards. Reed, 19. All these yards add up. And when you're doing that, you're able to score in more ways than just through the air. You need multiple times to do it. You need multiple different ways to win it. All right, so let's see. Now let's go into week 4. So tonight, Thursday night football kicks off with the Cowboys at the Giants. We've got the Bengals and the Panthers. So here we go. I'm going to let everybody know my picks for the week, and we're going to see what happens. I do mine on ESPN, so let me go to the app, and let's get this ready. Because, like I said, I'm hoping and praying that I have a better week than I did last week. I did win my fantasy football week, which was good. I was excited for that. And I'm projected to win this one right now. So we'll see if that happens. All right, so let's look and see really quick. All right. So, 26-22. So I got the Cowboys over the Giants tonight. Could be an upset, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one. And then Sunday, we got the Saints over the Falcons. I've got the Bears beating the Rams. Yes, I do. I believe that the Bears are going to win. We've got the Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. The funny thing is that the Bears were, as of yesterday, a 3-point favorite to win. I don't know where they're favorited now, but they were a 3-point favorite over the Rams going into that game. We've got the 3-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to beat Indianapolis. The New York Jets, I'm going to take them over the Denver Broncos. Philadelphia Eagles, I'll take over Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take the Cincinnati Bengals getting their first win against the Panthers. Only because I think they're going to Joe Burrow's going to throw for a good 3 touchdowns, and I think that Andy Dalton's going to struggle in the second game. Let's see. Houston Texans, I got over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've got the Commanders beating the Arizona Cardinals. I've got the San Francisco 49ers beating the Patriots. I got the Cleveland Browns over the Raiders. I've got Kansas City Chiefs beating the Los Angeles Chargers. Sunday Night Football, I got the Ravens over the Bills. I got them giving the Bills their first loss. And then 2 Monday night games again this week. I've got the Miami Dolphins over the Tennessee Titans. And then I've got the Seattle Seahawks defeating the Detroit Lions. So we'll see how I do on that. I mean, all we can do is how we do on it. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. But, all right. So let's look at the power rankings for the NFL really quick going into week 4. We want to see where all the power rankings are. Let's see if I can go from bottom to top like I usually do. All right, so Carolina Panthers are number 32 still. Not a shock. You know what's funny, though? They won last week, and they're still considered number 32. Tennessee Titans, 31. The New York Giants are 30. Washington Commanders are 29. The Denver Broncos are 28. Jacksonville Jaguars are 27. The New England Patriots, 26. The Indianapolis Colts are 25. 24 is the Los Angeles Rams. 23 is the Arizona Cardinals. 22, the Las Vegas Raiders. The Atlanta Falcons are 21. Cleveland Browns are 20. Chicago Bears are number 19. New York Jets are number 18. 17 is the Seattle Seahawks. Number 16 is the Miami Dolphins. 15 is the Los Angeles Chargers. 14 is the Cincinnati Bengals. Minnesota Vikings on this one are number 13. Let's see something. Hold on. Well, I know it's the one for this year because it was talking about Caleb Williams. Kind of surprised by that. Minnesota Vikings are undefeated at number 13. Number 12 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Make it make sense. Number 11 is the Green Bay Packers. Number 10 is the Houston Texans. I'm not even a Packer fan, but I believe they belong in the top 10. Pittsburgh Steelers are number 9. Dallas Cowboys number 8. How do the Cowboys rank ahead of Pittsburgh right now? I don't understand this. Number 7 is the New Orleans Saints. Number 6 is the Detroit Lions. 5 is Philadelphia Eagles. 4 is the Baltimore Ravens. 3 is the Buffalo Bills. 2 is the San Francisco 49ers. And number 1 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know if I agree with a lot of those. I think that they could swap some of those out and move them around. But I'm just a little lonely podcaster. I don't have a say in this. But, every place ranks different. If I wanted to do power rankings, I would of my own, but I don't really study it enough for that. But maybe I'll try it one week. Maybe next week I'll give my own power rankings. Because I think that, and I'll be fair and biased, I'm not going to be like, well, the Chicago Bears are number 1. It's not going to happen. Bears will probably rank in the top 15. Or probably 15 or 16, depending if they win this week. They have to win this week for them to even get into 15. But we'll see where everybody's at. But I'm going to do my own power rankings for next week. But yeah, let's move on now to the NCAA. And let's look at their top 25 and see if that's a big mess like the NFL was. Because I think the NFL one was a big mess. But here, let's do that. So NCAA football rankings for the top 25. Boise State is 2-1 and number 25. Number 24 is Texas A&M, 3-1. 23 is Kansas State, 3-1. Number 22 is BYU at 4-0. It amazes me when this happens. Number 21 is Oklahoma at 3-1. 20 is Oklahoma State at 3-1. Illinois moved up to 19 at 4-0. That's crazy. Number 18 is Iowa State at 3-0. Number 17 is Clemson at 2-1. 16 is Notre Dame at 3-1. Number 15 is Louisville at 3-0. LSU comes in number 14 at 3-1. USC is number 13 at 2-1. Number 12, my Michigan Wolverines moving on back up back to 3-1 and back into the top 12. Number 11, Missouri at 4-0. Utah is number 10 at 4-0. Penn State is number 9 at 3-0. Oregon is number 8 at 3-0. Miami, Florida, the U is 4-0 at number 7. Ole Miss is 4-0 at number 6. Tennessee is number 5 at 4-0. Number 4 is Alabama, Roll Tide at 3-0. Ohio State, the Ohio State, is number 3 and they're 3-0. Georgia is number 2 at 3-0. And then, of course, the Texas Longhorns are 4-0 in first place. So that's your top 25. Let's look at the NCAA games for the week and see who's all playing. I'm excited. As always, I get excited for college football too. We'll see if there's any good games this week. Let's see. All right. So there's no games on tonight. Can't believe we're already in week 5 for them. That's crazy. Tomorrow, Friday, Virginia Tech against the number 7 Miami, Florida. So they'll be playing tomorrow night. And then Saturday morning, you've got the number 22 BYU versus Baylor. We've got the number 20 Oklahoma State at number 23 Kansas State. Minnesota goes to Michigan to play against the Wolverines, who are number 12. Kentucky takes on number 6 Ole Miss. Let's see. Arkansas takes on number 24 Texas A&M. Number 15 Louisville takes on number 16 ranked Notre Dame. Wisconsin takes on number 13 ranked USC. Oklahoma, number 21, takes on Auburn. MS State takes on number 1 Texas on the afternoon game. Oh, and then the night games on Saturday. Stanford at number 17 Clemson. Number 18 Iowa State against Houston. Number 3 the Ohio State at Michigan State. Number 2 is number 2 Georgia taking on number 4 Alabama. Oh man, that is going to be a good game. So for all you Roll Tides and all you Georgia Bulldogs, this is the game. This could be a possible championship matchup for the Natty. So we'll see. Number 19 Illinois takes on number 9 Penn State. That's a big game for Illinois. If Illinois can win that, they can move closer to the top 10. And they can move Penn State maybe out of the top 10. South Alabama takes on number 14 LSU. There's some good games Saturday night. Washington State takes on number 22 Boise State. Arizona takes on number 10 Utah. Number 8 Oregon takes on UCLA. And that's it. So those are all the games for the NHL. Or for, not the NHL. That's what I'm talking about next. The NHL started last night with their preseason. The Chicago Blackhawks, I think, lost 4-2. Nothing really big in hockey going on right now. It's just the start of the preseason. So we're not going to talk much about that. But I did want to bring up that the Blackhawks did lose their opening game of the season to the preseason to the Detroit Red Wings. You never want to lose those games, especially a big former rival like that. I mean, they're not as big of a rival as we are now, but that's because they're not in the same thing. For the Blackhawks, Connor Bedard had an assist and a point, 4 shots on goal. TJ Brody had 1 assist and 1 point. Donato had 1 assist and 1 point. Let's see. Smith had a goal and a point. And Trevathan had 1 goal and 1 point. So that was it. We had 2 goals in that game. Detroit won 4-2. Where is Kane playing? Patrick Kane. Let me see really quick. Patrick Kane. Let's see where he's at. Because I want to see what team he's playing for now. Oh, he's with Detroit. But I didn't see him in that. I didn't see him come up on the list of any scoring or anything yesterday. I don't even see him on here. unless he's hurt right now. But he's not on the main roster. That's really weird. Unless he's injured and they just didn't put him on. But usually they do, I thought. They put him on there. But I guess we'll see what happens. Patrick Kane is a Detroit Red Wing. That's a scary thought. Remember, Chris Chelios went there too after leaving Chicago. But I don't know if he went there right away. Kane didn't, but I don't know if he did. But yeah, so tomorrow night, the Blackhawks play the Red Wings again. This time it'll be in Detroit. Sad news out of the NBA. Derrick Rose this morning, early, like literally, I was in bed because I get home from my night job. I get home at 5 a.m. I was laying in bed, this is probably about 6 a.m. And literally, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw Derrick Rose retired. And I thought it was a joke, and it's not. Derrick Rose has officially retired from basketball. He had a pretty decent career. Let's go over a few of his stats really quick. And just as the season's about to start, too. That's really sad. But yeah, let's look at his stats for his career. He's played in the NBA for a lot of seasons. I mean, he's been there since 2008, 2009. And he retired after last year. Well, now. But so his career stats, he had 723 games, 30 minutes average. He averaged 17 points a game, 3.2 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game. Derrick Rose has played for the Chicago Bulls. He was there from 2008 till 2016. Then he went to New York and played with the Knicks for a year before going to Cleveland for, well, actually not even a full year. It looks like, yeah, it's just he missed a lot of games. New York Knicks, then he went to Cleveland, then he went to Minnesota and played 2 years there, 2 years in Detroit, then he went back to the Knicks for 3 seasons, and he ended his career with the Memphis Grizzlies. His final season with the Grizzlies, he only played in 24 games. He averaged 8 points a game off the bench. He only averaged about 16 minutes. So, Derrick Rose, you know, what could have been with Derrick Rose, it's really sad. This guy could have been a multiple champion in Chicago. A lot of people blame it on it, and I agree with this wholeheartedly. I believe that Derrick Rose, had he recruited better, he could have had Dwayne Wade and LeBron James here. And if they would have really came, if he would have really went out there and recruited them and really said, look, guys, you can go to Miami, you may or may not win there, but we have a team that's built to win. You two with me, we could be a big three-headed monster here. We could be the big three, and we could win a championship. Let's do it. Had he recruited LeBron at the time and Dwayne Wade when they were in their prime, the Bulls probably would have won a good 3 championships with that lineup. Because with, you know, Dwayne Wade at shooting guard, LeBron at power forward, and then, you know, of course, you would have had Derrick Rose at point guard, Derrick wouldn't have went down with that injury. He wouldn't have had to do as much as he did because of that. His best season with the Bulls was his MVP season. He had 25 points a game, 7.7 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. That was an amazing season. He played 81 games in that year. The Bulls could have been a champion. I believe if Derrick Rose did not go down with that injury in that MVP season he had in the playoffs, I think the Bulls would have won the championship that year. They were primed and ready to go, and they had a chip on their shoulder. They wanted to beat Miami because at the time, I believe that's when Dwayne Wade, Bosh, and LeBron went over to Miami, and they wanted to win that year, the Bulls. They wanted to show that they could do it even without LeBron and Dwayne Wade there. So, yeah, it's sad, but thanks for the memories, Derek. You know, you're a Chicago boy. You know, we're proud of you. You know, go enjoy retirement now after all those years in the NBA. Enjoy your retirement because you definitely deserve it. You had a couple rough breaks during your career, but you stayed with it. And you rehabbed and you stayed. Even on the years that you only played 9 games or 8 games, whatever it was, you still went out there and you still, you know, tried your hardest. So thanks for the memories, Derek, and enjoy that retirement. All right, so let's move on now. All right, so WWE Bad Blood, let's talk about that. The match cards so far, we'll see what they have. That's next Saturday night, October 5th, on my birthday. We will be having a pay-per-view. Bad Blood's coming back. It was big in the 90s. It went away in the early 2000s, and they've decided to bring it back. So here's the match card as of right now. We could have another match added between Friday and Monday of next week. Usually by next Friday, the card is completely set. So here we go. Damian Priest is going to face Finn Balor. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. That's going to be an awesome match. WWE Women's Championship match. Nia Jax versus to be announced. Now, last Friday on SmackDown, Bayley and Naomi faced Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. If Nia and Tiffany won, whoever got pinned would have to leave SmackDown and for good. So most likely would have went to Raw. And if whoever pinned Nia, if any of them pinned Nia or Tiffany, they would be the one who would get the title shot against her at Bad Blood. Turns out Bayley and Naomi pinned Nia by both laying on top of her at the same time. So most likely this is going to be a triple threat for the title. It's most likely going to be Nia Jax versus Bayley versus Naomi for the title. And don't forget, Tiffany's got that briefcase. So, or she calls it a purse. But yeah, she's got the money in the bank. So we'll see what happens. What a way to cash in at Bad Blood at a pay-per-view that's returning for the first time in I think it's 20 years, so it's crazy. So then we also have got the WWE Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, with Dominic Mysterio locked in a shark cage. So he'll be locked above the ring. We've got the Hell in a Cell match, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. So here's the deal. The first Bad Blood was October 5th of 1997. That was the first Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. That's why they're doing CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Why not? You got to have a Hell in a Cell. When you're bringing a pay-per-view back that was originated because of a Hell in a Cell match, there you go. All right, so they're going to have... Well, actually, they made the shark cage might not be above the ring, because I don't know how you would have a shark cage above the ring and a Hell in a Cell above the ring. That would be hard to hang both. So the shark cage is probably going to be on the ground. Usually they put you up, but I don't think they're going to do that. But we'll see how they end up doing it. But yeah, so make sure you check out Bad Blood. I'll do one more review or preview of it next week, and I'll go over who I think is going to win all the matches. But right now I just wanted to see if they updated it anymore. I'm hoping they have a Braun Breaker match in there too, but you already got 5 matches on the card. They're probably going to get maybe one more, maybe two if they're lucky, but most of the pay-per-views now, the smaller ones, Triple H said he'd rather go for quality of matches than quantity. And that's definitely a dig at Tony Khan, who will have 14 matches on the card that could be on Dynamite, but they're putting them on, of course, the pay-per-views to try to make it, bolster it up for people to order it. All right, let's move on from that. WWE Bad Blood next weekend, next Saturday. Make sure you check it out. All right, so here's something we don't talk about much on the show right now, but we will now because playoffs are starting. We're going to talk WNBA, but let's talk MLB first. Okay, so here we go. So in the National League right now, Phillies should have it clinched. I think they clinched the division. They are 94 wins, 65 losses. Marlins are 58-100 at the bottom. The Brewers have locked in their division with a 90-68 record. The Dodgers and Padres have both clinched a wild card spot. One of them will be the winner of the division, but right now there's only 3 games that separate them with 4 games left on the card on the season. So you got the Dodgers at 94-64. You got the Padres at 91-67. So the loser gets the wild card. The winner gets to be, of course, the division winner. That's in the National League. In the American League, the Yankees and Orioles with 4 games left still are fighting for the division. Both have locked in a wild card. The Yankees are 92 and 66. The Orioles are 88 and 70. Guardians locked in theirs at 92 and 67. Just want to throw this out there. White Sox, you got 4 games left. You need to lose 1. You have tied the record from 1962 with the Mets. You have to lose and break that record. If for anything else, break the record just so that you can say that you're the worst out of all the teams in baseball ever. Because at this point, you've already tied it. There's no point in just staying tied. If the Sox win out, I am not going to be happy. Because at this point, you want to see them break that record, no matter how bad that is. And right now, of course, the Astros clinched their division at 86 and 73. Mariners came in second at 82 and 77. So that is how the standings look right now. Here is the postseason watch and the brackets. So here we go. Right now, if the playoffs started today, it would be in the National League. The Mets taking on San Diego at the 4 and 5 spot. The 3 and 6 Brewers and Arizona would face each other. Number 2 seed, the Phillies, and number 1 seed LA would sit out the wild card round and wait on the winners. On the other side, in the American League, you would have number 3 and 6 Houston Astros and Detroit Red Wings, or Detroit Tigers, sorry. And then the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals at 4 and 5. Number 2 would be Cleveland, and number 1 is the New York Yankees. So they would sit out and wait for the winners. So that's what you're looking at. If the season ended today, the Yankees, Guardians, Astros, Orioles, Royals, and Tigers all clinch. And the National League, it would be the Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers, Padres, Mets, and D-backs. The tightest races right now is the NL wild card. Mets and D-backs are tied for the second wild card spot. Mets lead on winning percentage. Braves are 1 game back. The AL wild card, the Royals and Tigers are tied for the second wild card spot. Royals hold a tiebreaker. Twins are 2 games back. Mariners are 2.5 games back. And the NL West, the Dodgers lead the Padres by just 3 games. So 3 key games to watch today. One of them already started at 12 o'clock, the Royals and the Nationals. And then the Yankees and the Orioles play tonight. And the Padres and the Dodgers play tonight too. So those are 3 games to watch because of everything that's going on. But yeah, so we'll see. Next week we'll talk about the actual playoffs. Because right now it's not set yet. But the playoffs will start. Let's see, when do the MLB playoffs start? MLB wildcard start date. Let's see. Let's see if it's before I do my show next week. We might be talking about the actual thing already. Let's see. Start date. All right. So, October 1st, which would be, let's see, the 30th. That'd be Tuesday. So by the time we go and do the show next Thursday, we'll already be a couple of days into the playoffs. But we could talk about who I think is still going to win, because at that time, you're only going to have a team like 1 or 2 games in, so it's not that big of a deal. So we'll see what happens. But, yep, that's it. So let's move on to the WNBA. And believe it or not, for the WNBA, we are already in the second round. The best of 3 round is over. They're already starting that. So in the first round, the number 1 New York Liberty defeated the Atlanta Dream, the number 8 seeded Atlanta Dream, 2-0. The Las Vegas Aces won 2-0 over the Seattle Storm. The Minnesota Lynx won 2-0 over the number 7 Phoenix Mercury. And the number 3 Connecticut Sun defeated Caitlin Clark in her first ever appearance in the WNBA playoffs. They were number 6 seeded. They lost 2-0 to Connecticut. It happens. Look, Caitlin Clark is going to have a lot more playoffs in her career, and that's what happens. That's part of the game. she still was amazing. She's Rookie of the Year. She still, of course, got, what's it called? She was like a runner-up for the MVP of the season. So nothing but proudness for her, and I'm glad that she did what she did. But that's it for the first round. The second round right now, game 1 of the New York Liberty and the number 4 Las Vegas Aces begins September 29th, which is Sunday? I think that's Sunday. So we're at the 26th today. Yeah, so Sunday. Both series start Sunday. So you got the New York Liberty number 1 and the Las Vegas Aces number 4, and then the Minnesota Lynx number 2 and the number 3 Connecticut Sun. If I have to pick, I'm going to say the Aces are going to win this series and the Lynx are going to win. So it's going to be a 2 and a 4 in the WNBA Finals. I'm sad that Chicago's not in it. I'm sad that Indiana's not in it. Those are the 2 I would go for. But now that they're both out, I want to see the Las Vegas Aces. Because Las Vegas, after going on vacation there a couple of years ago, is one of my favorite places in the world, besides Chicago. And I like Indiana because I like Caitlin Clark. She brought a lot to the game. There's going to be a lot to talk about with her in the off season and from there too. So we'll talk about that next season. But let's move on now. That's it for that. Of course, not much going on in the WNBA right at that. So let's go on to our entertainment section. If you're a fan of Lollapalooza and you're a fan of Riot Fest, which was last weekend, and you're in Kentucky this weekend, hopefully you are at this festival. It's called the Louder Than Life Festival, and I actually know a friend of mine, and I think he's there. It starts today and ends Sunday. Here's the lineup. I'm not going to go over anything before 5 o'clock, because if you're listening and you want to know the lineup, if you listen to the show at 5, here's the rest of the lineup for tonight if you're going. So I'll do this one. On the Loudmouth stage at 5 o'clock is Kneecap. 5:30 on the main stage 1 is Seether. The Reverb stage at 5:40 is Pup. Marky Ramone plays the Ramone Classics on the Decibel stage at 6:20. Hailstorm is going to be on main stage 2 at 6:20. 6:45 is DRUGS on the Loudmouth stage. 7:15 is The Offspring on main stage 1. 7:30 is Sosin on the Reverb stage. 8:20 is Five Finger Death Punch on main stage 2. 8:20 is Sum 41 on the Decibel stage. 9:35 is Slipknot on main stage 1, and they are ending the show today. Tomorrow's lineup: 11:30 is Silly Goose on the Reverb stage. Like a Storm at noon on the main stage 2. 12:05 is Jaeger Henry on the Loudmouth stage. 12:35 tomorrow is New Year's Day, main stage 1. 12:40 Return to Dust on the Reverb stage. Edema is going to be on the Decibel stage at 1:10 tomorrow. Also at 1:10 is Caskets on the Loudmouth stage. Alien Ant Farm at 1:10 tomorrow on main stage 2. 1:45 is going to be Gel on the Reverb stage. 1:45 is Nonpoint on main stage 1. Power Man 5000 is going to be on the Decibel stage at 2:20 tomorrow. The Chisel is going to be on the Decibel stage at 2:20. 2:20 is also going to be From Ashes to New on main stage 2. 2:25 is Eco on the Loudmouth stage. Blackstone Cherry at 2:50 on main stage 1. Fozzy is going to be rocking the stage with Chris Jericho on main stage 2 at 3:25 tomorrow. Let's see. Seven Dust at 4:05 tomorrow on main stage 1. I'm not going over every one, because if you know, you know. If you're going, I'm going to tell you the main ones. If you want to hear some of the smaller ones, then go ahead. You can do that. You can look up the schedule there. Anthrax tomorrow at 5:35 on main stage 1. Let's see, who else? I'm looking through. Evanescence is taking main stage 2 tomorrow at 8:10. And then Slayer is finishing it off on main stage 1 tomorrow at 9:25. Saturday, Let's see what big ones are going to be there, or best known ones. Look, you might know some of these that I don't know, and that's fine. 145 is going to be Hemorrhage on the Loudmouth stage on Saturday. POD main stage 2 at 205. Tantric is going to be on the Decibel stage at 205 on Saturday. Let's see. Skillet main stage 2 at 435. El Nino 455. Dropkick Murphys take the stage on main stage 1 at 520. At 530, the 3-6 Mafia on the Reverb stage. Chevelle's going to be at 605 on main stage 2. Falling in Reverse, main stage 1 at 7 p.m. Let's see. Disturbed takes the stage at 805 on main stage 2. Mastodon, Decibel stage at 8:30, and then Motley Crue is finishing it off on main stage 1. At 10 p.m., Saturday official after party at Crowne Plaza is going to be DJ Odeski, Full Contact Karaoke. And then Sunday, the show ends with 11:45. Taproot is going to be on main stage 2. Drowning Pool at 12:55 on main stage 2. Let's see. Saliva, main stage 2 at 2:05. Winona Fighter, 3:15 p.m. on the Decibel stage. Spirit Box, main stage 1 at 3:50. Man, reading these, I wish I was going to be there, because holy crap. They got some good ones. Stained on main stage 2 at 6:05 on Sunday. Breaking Benjamin at 7 on main stage 1. Biohazard at 7:40 on Reverb stage. Main stage 2 at 8:05 is Judas Priest. And Korn is closing out the show on Sunday at 9:20. What a way to end it out. So if you guys are going, I'm jealous. That's Louder Than Life in Kentucky. I'm not sure if there's still tickets available, but if there is, have at it, because that would be an awesome show to be at. That would be awesome. All right, so let's move on to our next topic, streaming. Like always, I'm only going to go over the main ones and what's coming that's main on there if I think it's big. If you want to look it up, all you got to do is search what's streaming in October of 2024, and you'll see. So here we go. October 1st, 21 and 22 Jump Street, 8 Mile, Boys in the Hood, Bridesmaids, Cinderella Man, Couples Retreat, Escape Plan, Give 'Em to the Greek, The Girl Next Door, Halloween from 2018, It Chapter 2, Jarhead, all 3 Karate Kid movies, Kung Fu Panda 1 and 3. I don't know why they don't have 2. It must have, maybe it's already on there. Let's see, Psycho 1 and 2, Red Dragon, Robin Hood from 2010 and 2018, Scarface, 2 Weeks Notice, and Unfriended. October 2nd, Love is Blind Season 7, Unsolved Mysteries Volume 5. October 3rd, Heartstopper Season 3, The Bad Guys Haunted Heist. October 4th, The Amazing Digital Circus Season 1, Episodes 1 through 3, and SWAT Season 7. October 5th on my birthday is Ranma 1.5 or half. I don't know what that is. October 7th, The Menendez Brothers. That's an actual documentary. I was going to say, the Monsters one is already on there. This looks like it's an official, documentary about them. Let's see, October 8th is Ali Wong's Single Lady comedy show. Bad Boys Ride or Die is going to be on streaming on Netflix. Let's see, October 9th, Love is Blind Season 7. They do weekly episodes, so we won't do all that. Let's see, October 10th, Outer Banks Season 4 Part 1, and Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. October 11th is Scream. October 12th, Clifford the Big Red Dog. A Quiet Place Part 2. Let's see, October 15th, All American Homecoming Season 3. Rachel Bloom, Death, Let Me Do My Special. October 16th is I Am a Killer Season 5. Let's see. Love is Blind. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one where they are in pods and they have to choose a husband or a wife. That's a good one. My wife's going to be excited. We love that one. So we'll definitely be watching that. Let's see. The Lincoln Lawyer Season 3 on October 17th. Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 2. October 18th. Ghost Hunters Season 10 and 11. And then Woman of the Hour. October 19th, American Ninja Warrior, Ninja vs. Ninja Season 3, and American Ninja Warrior Season 14. October 21st, Book Club and Kung Fu Panda 4. I really hope 2's on there, because if they have all the other 3, that would be really crappy. Let's see. October 23rd, Car Masters. Let's see. October 24th, Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. October 25th, Simone Biles Rising Part 2. And that looks like that's it. Man, nothing good releasing on Halloween. They should do like a special thing on that. That's it though. So, but if you want to see the rest, there's other stuff, of course, that's premiering that you could go check out too. Let's see, what other good streaming services? What's new on Paramount Plus? Let's look at that really quick. All right, so I'm looking through here now. I don't see nothing too great. You can watch the premieres of all like the FBI movies or TV shows. Here's movies coming. October 1st, 28 weeks later. Let's see, All About the Benjamins. American Psycho, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Coach Carter, Deliver Us from Evil, Desperado, Friday the 13th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hell yeah. That's awesome. A bunch of the Hellraiser movies, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Maybe the other ones are already there. Hide and Seek. Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Temple of Doom is all coming there. Jawbreaker, Insurgent, John Carpenter's Escape from L.A., Juice with Tupac, Life, Little Women, Marathon Man. Let's see, Pride and Glory, Runaway Jury, Scary Movies 3 and 4. A bunch of Scooby-Doo movies are coming there. Scrooged with Bill Murray. I love that movie. Surviving Christmas, Stir of Echoes. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Exorcism of Emily Rose. Let's see. The Truman Show, Training Day, Vampire in Brooklyn. Some good ones. Weird Science. We Own the Night. October 31st is Camp X-Ray. So that's what's new on Paramount Plus, movie-wise. And I didn't see a ton of good TV shows that were coming. So let's move on to... I'm not big on Hulu and Disney Plus. Let's see new on Max. Everything coming to Max in October of 2024. Let's see. Bolt 21 and 22 Jump Street. The Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. The second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle Creations. Contraband, Seized at Sea, Season 1. Let's see. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dinner for Schmucks. Four Christmases. Freddy vs. Jason. Man, we can't wait to put Christmas on these things, can't we? Gremlins 1 and 2. Can't just have Halloween have its time. Interview with the Vampire. It Chapter 2. It, the first one. But these are the new ones from 2017 and 2019. Lawrence of Arabia. Let's see. Monte Carlo from 2011. Poltergeist from 82. Red Dawn. Scooby-Doo. The original, it's going to be on there too, so you can watch both the new one and the old one. The Conjuring 1 and 2. Man, this is getting me geeked up for Halloween. Let's see, what else? I don't see anything else that's great. Like I said, you can go check out the list. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to just do that. I just like to talk about the big movies coming the first day. And let's do really quick Peacock. And then we're done with that. Peacock, October of 2024. Oh, one more thing I want to go over, too. Peacock announced its Halloween lineup. So let's look and see what they've got. Anything good? I don't see like an actual list view of it. Let's see. Everything new on Peacock. Their 2024 lineup. I don't see anything here. I don't see anything good. I saw the Saw movies on there. Oh, one last thing. You know what? Let's look up the 31 Days of Halloween. So, like everybody knows, Freeform does their Halloween. And starting this Tuesday, here we go. So, they're going to have Halloween Town, The Haunted Mansion, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, and Hocus Pocus. Wednesday, October 2nd, Arachnophobia, Beetlejuice, Casper, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you want to see the times, there's a actual thing that you can look up for that. Put in Freeform's 31 Days of Halloween. It'll give you all the times. I'm just giving you the movies. Thursday, October 3rd, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Casper, Hocus Pocus, Monsters, Inc., and Monsters University. Friday, October 4th, Halloween Town 1 and 2, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, Cruella, Beetlejuice, and Little Shop of Horrors. Saturday, October 5th, on my birthday, Spooky Buddies, Toy Story of Terror, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, Edward Scissorhands, The House with a Cloak in Its Walls, Hocus Pocus, Beetlejuice, Haunted Mansion, that's the world television premiere, and Casper. And October 6th, I'm going to do this weekly. So let's just do it up to there. So we'll do next Sunday through the next Saturday next week, because I think that would be a fun thing to do. I'm not going to blow your minds with 31 days of movies, because that'll take forever and you guys will get bored. Let's move on to our next topic of the show. All right, so everybody wonders now, summer's officially over, we're in fall. What were the top songs of the summer of 2024? Every year I do this. I've done it before on other podcasts that I did. And let's talk about the songs that made it on the list of the top 2024 songs. So here we go. Charlie XCX did Von Dutch. That was a big one. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. She won a few awards for that one. Chappelle Rowan did Good Luck Babe. Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen. I love this song. I Had Some Help. Shabuzi, a bar song, Tipsy. Of course, that's going to be a summer song. Cash Cobain featuring Ice Spice and Bass Swag. Fisher Remix. And let's see, anyone else? Floyd Menor and Chris MJ with Gotta Only. Glorilla with TGIF. Sabrina Carpenter, Please, Please, Please. Chappelle Rowan with Hot to Go. The Dare with Perfume. Lana Del Rey and Quavo with Tough. Kesha with the song Joyride. MJ Lingerman, She's Leaving You. Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Zach Bryan featuring Bruce Springsteen with Sandpaper. And that's it. So those were all the songs of the summer of 2024. Definitely like to go over that list and let you know which were big hits. You could still check those songs out on anywhere that you stream music. But I am excited for what's to come next summer. I mean, I want to get through fall and winter and get to spring again. That's what I love. I do love the fall season when it's like it is now, 70-degree weather. I like it like that. I don't like it too cold. Winter is my least favorite. I do love Christmas, but once Christmas is over, miss me with snow, miss me with the cold. let's get into the spring. And I think a lot of people are like that. Well, actually, I do work with a guy who loves the winter. Like, it's his favorite thing in the world. Because he loves cold weather, but not me. All right, let's move on to the box office from last week. Let's find out who got number one. Where did Beetlejuice get? Because last week, I believe it was number 2. Let's see where it fell to this week. All right, so here we go. Number 10 was Alien Romulus. Did $1.3 million at the box office last weekend. $104 million total gross in 6 weeks. Number 9 was Jungkook, I Am Still. It did $1.4 million at the box office, $2.6 million total gross in 1 week out. Number 8 was the movie Reagan. Did $1.7 million, $27 million gross in 4 weeks. Number 7 was I Am Racist, or Am I Racist? Weekend gross of $2.5 million, total gross of $9.5 million, weeks released 2. Number 6 was a new movie, The Substance. Did $3.2 million at the box office and the same for total gross in its first week. Number 5, Deadpool and Wolverine still hanging on the top 5. $3.8 million last week at the box office. $628 million total gross in 9 weeks out. Come on, guys, release it on Xfinity for $20 so I can rent it. It's been out long enough. I've been waiting long enough to see it. Never Let Go came in number 4 in its first week. $4.4 million weekend gross. $5.4 million total gross. Number 3 in its second week, Speak No Evil. It did $5.8 million on the weekend. $23 million total gross. Number 2, Transformers 1. $25 million last weekend at the box office. $28 million total gross in 1 week. So Transformers 1 came in number 2. I was surprised. I thought that was going to be number 1. Number 1 at the box office again. 2 out of the 3 weeks that it's been out. Beetlejuice. $26 million at the box office last weekend. $231 million total gross in 3 weeks. Now, remember, we're getting into October. That's Halloween season. Why do you think they released Beetlejuice at that time? They were smart. They know people are going to go see it right now because of Halloween. They're going to see it in October too. Watch for it to be number 1 or in the top 3 for a very, very long time because of that. Probably the whole month of October. It'll be in the top 3 at minimum. Maybe even in the top 2. But let's see if there's anything good that might take its place today or coming out this weekend. I don't think so. But let's see. You never know. So let's see if there's any good movies coming out this week. Mean Girls, it looks like they're re-releasing it in the theaters. 20 years, yep. 2004 it came out. 2024, it's probably for the anniversary. That movie might do really good in the box office this weekend because people love going to see old movies. Even though you can watch it anywhere, why not watch it at the theater just like in 2004? So yeah, that might do something. It's going to be theatrical and wide. So it's going to be in a lot of places. So we'll see where that ranks next week. Also, The Wild Robot comes out, a kid's movie, rated PG. Megalopolis comes out in the theaters. It's a Lionsgate movie that might do pretty decent. I don't know what that one is. Let me see. Megalopolis. Who's in that one? An architect wants to rebuild New York City as a utopia following a devastating disaster. Francis Ford Coppola directed it. Giancarlo Esposito's in it. Nathalie Emmanuel, Aubrey Plaza, Adam Driver, and Shia LaBeouf. Also, John Voight, Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Might do pretty decent. I don't know if it's going to get number 1, but it should be in the top 10 with that kind of lineup. Also coming out in theaters is a movie called Lee, Empire West, Bagman, and Devara Part 1. So those are all the movies coming out this week. What is Saw 11? Hold on. Is that coming out this weekend or is that an old movie? It says limited. Is that a new one? Whoa. There's a new Saw coming out this weekend, and it's not listed as one of the main movies, and it's gonna be limited. Oh wait, yeah, that's weird. All right, well, I guess go see Saw 11 maybe this weekend too. That's pretty cool. Didn't even know there was a Saw, and it came in so low on the thing that you wouldn't even know that there was a movie coming out. And then also limited theaters is a movie called Saturday Night. You can go see Saturday Night on Saturday night, or you can go see Saturday Night on Friday night, whichever you want to do. So let's see if anybody takes the place of Beetlejuice, or Transformers next week. But I'm going to take off for now. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. It's going to be pretty nice temperature-wise. I'm not sure if it's going to rain this weekend in Chicagoland area, but if you can, get out, do some stuff. We're going to have the really cold winter months coming soon, coming faster than you like, so make sure you enjoy your time. Next week, I am going to talk about 31 couple holidays. With the holidays coming up, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween are the only holidays coming up. There's also holiday couples that you could celebrate as a couple. And then we'll talk about, of course, the WNBA playoffs, the Major League Baseball playoffs. We're going to talk about Bad Blood, which is next Saturday. I'll give my my predictions on that one. Of course, NFL, NCAA, and also I'm going to talk about the TV show The Circle. I've got some inside stuff that people talked about that have been on the show. So if you ever wondered about the behind the scenes of The Circle, make sure you check out next week's episode. This episode is brought to you by BMG Money. They are a sponsor of mine. If you need a loan, whether you got good credit or bad credit, this loan will come right out of your paycheck. You don't even have to pay anything or worry about it. It comes right out every single week. You can get a loan of $2,000 from them. So if you want, hit me up on my email address or any of my socials, and you can, I'll give you my promo code for that. You can use it and get yourself a loan for the holidays, especially with the holidays coming up. People need that. Also, I have a Clapper now. The Clapper app, I have one of those. So make sure you follow me on there. It's added to my social media down below in the comments section. So make sure you check that out. I will see everybody next week. Go Bears this weekend. We need this win. We need a W. Hopefully the Sox will lose 1 out of 4 to break the record. And, well, the Cubs, they're cubbing. I'll see everybody later. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And don't die. I love y'all. See you next week for another show. Bear down.